Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day. Well, I thought it was time to do an update for you on Blue, so let's go get him. Lucky still telling Toby Blue to go away, aren't you? She's not accepted him yet. Toby, Mommy's coming. Hello, Lucky. Hello, Star. Hello, Toby Blue. So we've wormed him and he's been pooping out the most horrendous worms, haven't you, Toby? Do you want to come and get your head colour on? Look, I've got it for you. What a kind boy you are. So let's get this on. Can I do it one-handed, we ask? There's a nose. There's a head. There's a buckle. Where's the buckle? There we go. He's a good boy, aren't you, hey? He's a good boy. So, as I say, we gave him an ivermectin wormer, and he'd been pooping out these horrendous numbers of worms for 3 days. We're still collecting all his poo to make sure he doesn't contaminate the place. And I looked it up. One of the worms he'd got was bots. Hundreds and hundreds of bots have been coming out. And then he's got some long, thin, stringy white worms, which I would have expected to see in a horse, but I would never have expected to see. Hello, come on then, let's go. Would never expected to have seen this many worms come from one little pony, especially the bot things. But he's ever so sweet, aren't you? Good boy. Still wants to try and nip, which is naughty. But he's quite a nice lad. He's putting on weight now. We're still limiting his grazing, so we don't know how much grazing he's had before. Now then, the bots. Let me tell you about the bots. The bots are supposedly quite nasty. They live on the lining of the stomach, and they prevent absorption of minerals and food. So that could well be why he's so thin and scrawny as he is. So let's go get a rope and take him to the field. Aren't we good with these little snap clips? You can't do them one-handed though. Toby! Come on then. Comesy here! Little horse. Pony, come on. Come on, Toby. Yeah, there's a good boy. We got the clip. We're going to put the clip on. So we're ready to go to the field. Oop, out you come. Let's go. Come on. Good boy. Let's go. You're frightening yourself, Lucky. Come on then, Blue. Toby Blue. He's still a little bit pushy. He still wants to be on top of you when you're walking him, which I don't really like. Don't want to be walked on top of. Yesterday, the silly devil frightened himself and he actually jumped on top of me because he was frightened, which is crazy. And he jumps on top of me to get protection from the other horses. So we have to work on that, but come on you. Good boy, let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go to the field. Here we are in the field. Now, I've got him on a long line grazing at the moment because I need to control what he's eating. He can't stay in the field too much of the time in the daytime with the other colt because they fight. Somebody's going to need gelding soon. So there we are. We've got him on the field now here. And we are in the garden just by the side of him, so we're watching him constantly. When he does a poo, we come and bring the bucket and pick it up and clean it up and check for the worms that are in it. We've got him on this bit here because it's not actually rich in grass, it's rich in some fine weeds that he's seeming to really enjoy. There is some grass there as well. Then next week he'll go on to a much better grassy area. The changes I've noticed in him, he's no longer wanting to bite out of terror. He's biting out of naughtiness every now and then, which has to be fixed. His belly's not so tucked up anymore. He's actually is getting some nutrition. He drinks from a bucket if you give him it. He won't drink from the field himself, which is really worrying. So we have to make sure we bring him lots of water and ask him to drink it out of the bucket. He doesn't really respect your personal space yet. What else about him? He's got a nice dopey eye now. He's quite sweet-tempered. He definitely had been bullied and hit and was at the end of his tether. He was just too full of anger That's all gone now, but the respect needs to come next. So we'll do some natural horsemanship with him and some round penning and just some basic training. But at the moment, I'm just letting those worms come out. He might have tummy ache from those worms passing. He's got to put on some weight. He's got to learn we're not going to be nasty to him. He's going to have a routine with us and that we're fair people. And I think all of that is enough of a lesson for the first week. Then the following week we can start being a bit... It's not really being hard, it's being asking, maybe. We'll be asking him to be respectful, asking him to mind our space, telling him to back away, telling him to stand. We've been told he's 1.5 years old. I still haven't had that verified by a vet yet, but that's what 2 horse dealers now say, sadly. We were told he was 8 months old, and they said the trick they do is to chop the tail off like he's got, to show that it's not a foal's tail if it's left on, so they have to cut it off to fool you. And didn't need to fool us. We'd have had him anyhow to give him a good life. So far his good life has cost us less than £10 to buy him a wormer that'll last him 3 times. How can somebody not think to worm a horse? Now, I'll end this up by saying 2 things my brother taught me which were very important. If you can't afford to feed a horse, don't feed the worms. So go and buy a wormer. That probably doesn't sound right, but what I'm saying is, if it's a toss-up between buying some expensive horse food and a wormer, which one do you want? You want the wormer because the parasites inside the horse are going to steal his nutrition. So whatever food you put in there is not going to do him any good. You're just throwing your money away. Go buy a wormer. Worm him, and then Dr. Green. My brother always said the grass is the best doctor in the world. They don't need much else. They need green grass. They need natural herbage. They need hay. They need their natural diet. Yes, to you. Obviously, if you can't afford a horse, don't buy one. But I understood what he was saying in that message, in that lesson, and it's a good lesson. Worm the horse when needed, and then feed appropriately. So I hope you've enjoyed catching up with Blue, baby Blue Boy. Well, he's not such a baby. He's called Tobi because he's a Tobiano colour, and Blue because of the colour. One of the names will stick. Today, Blue's sticking. The other day, Tobi's been sticking. We'll see. So, thank you so much for being here. Like, subscribe and share, and stay with us. Who knows what we're doing tomorrow? Bye-bye.